In a dramatic turn, thousands of migrants flooded into Ceuta, a Spanish enclave bordering Morocco, sparking an immediate international crisis. Images show individuals, including many minors, scaling fences and swimming around breakwaters to reach European soil. This unprecedented surge tests border defenses and strains resources. Spanish authorities quickly mobilize, deploying military units to manage the influx. The event prompts urgent calls for international cooperation and raises questions about its root causes. The humanitarian challenge is immense, with thousands requiring immediate assistance and processing. Ceuta, along with Melilla, represents Spain's last remaining territories in mainland Africa. These enclaves hold significant strategic importance, serving as a gateway between Africa and Europe. Their unique status often places them at the center of migration debates and diplomatic friction. Morocco claims sovereignty over both territories, a claim Spain consistently rejects. The border itself is heavily fortified, designed to deter illegal crossings. However, the recent events demonstrate the vulnerability of these defenses under coordinated pressure. Their geographical position makes them focal points for those seeking entry to the European Union. Reports indicate a sudden loosening of Morocco's border controls preceded the mass influx into Ceuta. For years, Moroccan forces have largely cooperated with Spain to patrol the shared frontier, often preventing large-scale crossings. The recent shift in this long-standing posture is widely seen as a deliberate act. Analysts suggest this move served as a pressure tactic against Spain, though Moroccan officials have not explicitly confirmed this. The change in policy represents a significant departure from previous arrangements, raising concerns about future border management. This sudden policy change allowed thousands to attempt entry. The immediate aftermath saw Spanish authorities scrambling to process and repatriate thousands of migrants. Emergency shelters are overwhelmed, and basic services are stretched thin. The vast majority of those who entered Ceuta are young men, but a significant number of unaccompanied minors also crossed. These children present a particular challenge, requiring specific care and legal protections. Spain initiates diplomatic efforts to clarify Morocco's actions and secure a return to previous border cooperation. The crisis rapidly escalates into a major bilateral dispute, drawing condemnation from European Union officials. Repatriation efforts are swift but complex. Spain reacted with strong condemnation, recalling its ambassador from Rabat for consultations, a clear sign of heightened diplomatic tension. Spanish officials described Morocco's actions as an act of aggression and a violation of mutual trust. They demand explanations for the sudden change in border policy. The European Union quickly backs Spain, expressing solidarity and emphasizing the inviolability of European borders. This united front highlights the severity of the situation. Spain views the crisis not just as a migrant challenge, but as a direct challenge to its territorial integrity and sovereignty. The diplomatic relationship faces severe strain. Many analysts attribute Morocco's more assertive stance to a perceived emboldenment following recent geopolitical shifts. The term emboldened suggests a new confidence in Morocco's foreign policy, possibly due to increased international leverage. This confidence appears to be playing out in its approach to long-standing disputes and bilateral relations. Observers point to specific international decisions that may have strengthened Morocco's position on the global stage. This perceived shift in leverage is now impacting its interactions with neighboring countries and international partners. The Ceuta incident becomes a critical case study for this new assertiveness. Central to this narrative is the Trump administration's late-term decision to recognize Moroccan sovereignty over Western Sahara. This move broke decades of U.S. policy, which had previously supported a UN-backed referendum on the territory's future. In exchange for this recognition, Morocco agreed to normalize relations with Israel. The deal was part of the Abraham Accords initiative, reshaping alliances in the Middle East and North Africa. This decision by the United States provided Morocco with a significant diplomatic victory. It directly elevated Morocco's standing regarding a core territorial claim. Western Sahara is a disputed territory on the northwest coast of Africa. Morocco annexed much of the territory in 1975 after Spain withdrew, leading to a conflict with the Polisario Front, a Sahrawi nationalist liberation movement. The United Nations considers Western Sahara a non-self-governing territory and has long advocated for a referendum on its self-determination. The conflict remains unresolved, with a UN peacekeeping mission monitoring a ceasefire. For decades, the international community largely maintained neutrality, supporting UN efforts. Trump's recognition dramatically altered this long-standing international consensus. This is a complex, decades-old dispute. The U.S. recognition significantly boosted Morocco's claims over Western Sahara, offering a powerful endorsement from a major global power. This endorsement is seen as a key factor in Morocco's increased diplomatic confidence. It challenges the international consensus favoring a referendum and strengthens Morocco's position in negotiations. The move effectively deprioritizes the self-determination narrative championed by the Polisario Front and its allies, including Algeria. This shift provides Morocco with stronger political capital on the world stage, enabling more assertive policy decisions. The impact on future negotiations is substantial. For Morocco, the U.S. recognition of its sovereignty over Western Sahara represents a monumental strategic gain. It provides a level of international validation that the kingdom has long sought. This decision helps solidify its territorial integrity in its own view and provides a basis for more robust engagement with other nations on the issue. With the backing of a permanent UN Security Council member, Morocco's arguments on Western Sahara carry greater weight. This diplomatic achievement empowers Morocco to pursue its interests more vigorously, as seen in the recent Ceuta incident. It redefines Morocco's regional influence. Before the Trump administration's move, Spain generally maintained a position of neutrality on Western Sahara, aligning with the international community's call for a UN-sponsored referendum. Spain had historically been the colonial power in the region, holding a moral and historical obligation to the Sahrawi people. This neutrality served as a delicate balance in its relations with both Morocco and Algeria, the Polisario Front's main backer. The U.S. policy shift complicates this balance for Spain, as it puts pressure to reconsider its long-held stance. Spain finds its position increasingly untenable in the new geopolitical landscape. The European Union now finds itself in a delicate position. While it supports Spain's territorial integrity and condemns the Ceuta border breach, it must also navigate its complex relationship with Morocco. Morocco is a key partner in counter-terrorism efforts and migration control for the entire bloc. The EU has historically aligned with UN resolutions on Western Sahara, favoring self-determination. Trump's recognition creates a divergence with this established EU position. The bloc now faces the challenge of reconciling its commitment to international law with the pragmatic need to maintain good relations with a pivotal North African ally. This impacts regional stability. Beyond the political maneuvering, the Ceuta crisis underscores significant humanitarian concerns. Thousands of individuals, including vulnerable children, are caught in the crossfire of diplomatic disputes. Human rights organizations express alarm over the conditions faced by migrants and the speed of repatriations, particularly for minors. Questions arise about due process and international protection standards. The crisis highlights the ongoing human toll of irregular migration and the need for robust humanitarian responses. These challenges persist even after initial border management, requiring ongoing support and safeguards for all individuals involved. The human element remains paramount. The Ceuta crisis has severely damaged Spain-Morocco relations, jeopardizing years of cooperation. Spain views Morocco's actions as a serious breach of trust. Morocco, in turn, implies that Spain provoked the incident by providing medical care to the Polisario Front leader without prior consultation. This accusation adds another layer of complexity to the already strained ties. The immediate future of bilateral agreements, including those on trade and security, appears uncertain. Both nations now face a critical period of diplomatic repair, made more difficult by lingering suspicions and divergent interests. Rebuilding trust will be a long process. Donald Trump's foreign policy decisions, particularly the Western Sahara recognition, continue to cast a long shadow over global geopolitics. His administration often pursued unconventional diplomacy, prioritizing transactional deals over established international norms. The Ceuta crisis is a direct consequence, demonstrating how one policy shift can ripple through an entire region. This approach leaves current administrations, both in the US and Europe, grappling with new realities and altered power dynamics. The impact underscores the enduring nature of presidential foreign policy choices, even after an administration has left office. His influence remains significant. Morocco's assertiveness post-Trump recognition points to a significant shift in regional power dynamics. The kingdom appears confident in leveraging its improved international standing. This newfound confidence may lead to more assertive postures on other territorial claims or regional issues. This recalibration affects not only Spain but also other North African players, particularly Algeria, which strongly backs the Polisario Front. The Western Sahara issue remains a core driver of tensions in the Maghreb. The Ceuta incident is seen by some as a demonstration of Morocco's willingness to use all available levers to advance its interests. It signals a changing balance. The future status of Ceuta and Melilla remains a contentious point. Morocco's recent actions are interpreted by some as a test of Spain's resolve and a renewed assertion of its claims over the enclaves. The crisis highlights the vulnerability of these territories to geopolitical pressures. While Spain firmly rejects any challenge to its sovereignty, the incident demonstrates the ongoing friction. The international community largely recognizes Spanish sovereignty, but the underlying dispute persists. This episode likely strengthens Spain's determination to reinforce its borders and secure robust EU support against future provocations. The situation calls for vigilance. The Ceuta crisis and the Western Sahara recognition reignite debates on international law, self-determination, and territorial integrity. Critics argue that unilateral recognition undermines established UN processes and the principle of self-determination. Proponents counter that diplomatic recognition is a sovereign act and can facilitate pragmatic solutions. The ongoing debate underscores the complexities of applying international legal frameworks to long-standing disputes, especially when major powers take divergent stances. This episode challenges the international legal order, forcing a re-evaluation of norms. The interpretation of these principles dictates future resolutions. The shifting alliances triggered by the Trump administration's policies are reshaping the geopolitical landscape of North Africa and the Mediterranean. The U.S. recognition of Moroccan claims has created new alignments, strengthening Morocco's position while potentially isolating Spain and weakening the Polisario Front. This reconfiguration necessitates new strategies for all regional and international actors. The EU, in particular, must reassess its approach to North Africa, balancing human rights, stability, and strategic interests. The repercussions are far-reaching, influencing trade, security, and migration policies across continents. New partnerships are emerging. The Ceuta crisis serves as a stark reminder of the enduring and often unpredictable influence of a former U.S. president's foreign policy decisions. What began as a diplomatic concession for the Abraham Accords now directly impacts Europe's borders and stability. The emboldened posture of Morocco, linked to this policy, creates significant challenges for regional peace and security. As nations grapple with these new realities, the spotlight remains firmly on how international agreements and unilateral decisions can reshape entire regions for years to come. The consequences of these decisions continue to unfold across the globe.